The United Nations has warned that food security in Yemen is fragile. This reality gets aggravated by shortage of funding announced by the world aid agencies. This report has more.
An official from the UN warned that the issue of food insecurity in Yemen continues to pose a serious concern despite the efforts of the organization and its allies. According to David Gressley, the UN resident and humanitarian coordinator for Yemen, 17 million Yemenis are still suffering from food insecurity. This was shown in a recent report from the UN Food Agency, the World Food Programme, and the UN Children's Fund. The report also predicted that the number of people expected to experience severe levels of acute food insecurity will rise from 3.2 million in the first 5 months of 2023 to 3.9 million in the second half of this year. Among these figures, approximately 2.8 million people are expected to face crisis-level hunger. The WFP representative in Yemen emphasized in the report that urgent and consistent support is necessary to stop a humanitarian disaster and famine in Yemen. He also stressed the situation of Yemen's dangerous food security, warning that without continuous help, the progress accomplished in recent years will be jeopardized. The continuous violence has claimed a shocking number of lives and driven Yemen into humanitarian crisis, including widespread starvation. The situation in Yemen is most visible in widespread malnutrition, disease outbreaks, civilian casualties, displacement, as well as the country's collapsing economy and looming famine. The needs of the Yemeni people regarding food far exceeding current consumption levels, with 3.5 million pregnant or breastfeeding women and children under 5 suffering from acute malnutrition. Yemen has been plagued by one of the world's worst food crises. Parents often find it difficult to bring their children to facilities for treatment because they cannot afford transportation or medical treatments for their children. Unfortunately, despite the promises made by many organizations and countries to help, there isn't actually any contribution because it's not a top priority for their foreign policy.